opposition should be pervading the public sphere, should be something that people associate with Obama when he's perfectly fine in the policy decisions that he makes. An example, once again, what about my first speaker, but we heard no clear response. No, thank you. But I'm going to move into my substantive material for today and continue clashing with their case, since they wanted to talk so much about how they want a positive association or a personality cult. I'm going to explain how it hurts democracy in two ways. One, it creates a terrible cult of personality. So we'll take them and their own argument and flip it against them. Show you why cult of personality is a terrible thing for democracy. Second, I'm going to show you how the media is often a mechanism to hurt opposition members. No, thank you. First, how a cult of personality is created. So the media provides a platform for politicians to glorify and exaggerate aspects of themselves to achieve a greater reputation. This sort of glorification often lays the foundation for a cult of personality. So, for example, Panama's General Noriega used the media to create a cult of personality through exaggerating his own wealth and fitness, ironically, to prop up their corrupt regimes. Often, the asymmetric control of the media, especially in illiberal regimes, a spectrum which they have largely been unwilling to engage us on, means that the media and the cult of personality that is created unfairly benefits certain individual politicians. Even if it doesn't unfairly benefit anyone, what we believe is that this distorts democracy in a way in which people vote on the basis of a cult of personality rather than politics and the way in which they're represented in parliament. So that is the first way they distort democracy. The second way is that they hurt opposition politicians because statesmen can use the media to malign and sometimes even intimidate opposition politicians. For instance, Silvio Berlusconi in Italy used the media to malign opposition members, attempting to cast them as being close to economic rivals. This unfair impediment to opposition members is distorted democracy because it entrenches incumbent power. We admit politicians may try to do this themselves using their own voice. But crucially, what the media creates is a platform for dissociation. So it's very easy for the politician now to say, it was the media that said it. It was someone else who reported it, rather than me glorifying myself or me impeding an opposition politician. So this unique platform distorts democracy. This unique platform hurts democracy, hurts politics, as well as hurts the individual family and the individual politician. For all these reasons, we're proud to stand on Team Proposition.
People are allowed to voluntarily divulge information about themselves. But when they do so, ladies and gentlemen, it creates a personality cult which distorts democracy. Side proposition is contradictory, ladies and gentlemen, because on one hand they say it is okay if you voluntarily divulge information about yourself, but when you do it and it creates a personality cult which leads to you either being maligned or it leads to the distortion of democracy, we are not okay with it. We don't see the difference in a model, ladies and gentlemen, where you tell the media to out your information and then use it to lionize yourself, or in a model where you use another party does it. So we don't see, ladies and gentlemen, how side proposition is principally consistent. Having dealt with that, now let's move on to the three issues of this debate. Firstly, the need of the policy. Secondly, their moral justification. And lastly, the efficacy. The first thing first, our burden as side opposition is not to legalize criminal activity, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot expect us to argue that we should have cameras in the homes of every individual and then find out about their personal lives. But what we can expect to argue is something that happened in the case of Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky, when she gave an interview about a personal relation between her and Bill Clinton, which led to the person, Bill Clinton, being accused and then being taken out of power. We believe that's something that's reasonable, that's something that does happen in the real world, not probably in Singapore, but in other parts of the world, and that is the real debate. So we don't believe they're being fair when they're forcing us to argue a burden where we're supposed to argue going into people's home and then finding out about them. This debate is not just about you being gay, ladies and gentlemen. It's about your stance on issues like minority. It's about you not being fair to your people. It's about you not being loyal and trustworthy, ladies and gentlemen, when you claim to be a morally upright person, but inside you're a drug addict. People have a right to know that information. Side opposition should tell you why. Proposition should tell you why they should not. Secondly, ladies and gentlemen, this deals with the issue of need and the policy. The second issue, the moral justification. And this is where we believe side opposition dropped some arguments from side opposition. We told you in the first level, ladies and gentlemen, that the personal life is inextricably linked with the politician's private life. This is a link that side proposition never challenged, ladies and gentlemen. When we tell you, when Obama campaigns about his policies, he does not just campaign about them on being a democratic candidate. He believes that he's a morally upright person, he's loyal, he's trustworthy, and in often cases minorities vote for him because he's Obama, he's a black representative. So we believe, ladies and gentlemen, in often cases, politicians' personal values are inextricably linked with their job. So we believe it is impossible for you to differentiate between them, and it is an important part of public debate that when you're able to glorify yourself as a politician, when you're able to manicure your image as a politician, to being a family man, into being a churchgoer when you're a Republican, that you should also be willing to accept the fact that people should have access to the other side of the